Hey, this is Maginone, and it's been a long time, but Halloween is here now. Now, this time we went to the 13th floor first. We went on a different day because we had such bad weather that we just didn't want to get stuck all the way up in Bell in the 17. So it was nice to see what it was like on a Sunday. Now, they still had a pretty sizable crowd, even though it's really early in the season, which was actually really encouraging to see that people going out to haunted houses so early. Anyways, let's get on with the haunted house itself. Now, for those of you who might not be aware, the 13th floor has made some redesigns with inside its haunt. The basic premise is the same thing. They still have the two dwellings of the dead and the zombie land, and they're calling it Zombieland Lockdown. Now, let's talk about the first one, dwellings of the dead. Now, for the most part, a lot of your familiar things that you have seen in the past, if you've gone through there, are the same. Like there's still the house, for an example, and a few other things along the way, but I don't want to spoil too much. But they did, from what I can remember, they did redesign some of the pathways, so expect a slightly different path going through the haunt. Also, they've made some changes, some additions along the way. Like right from the very beginning, they added something which I thought was a really nice touch. And I don't want to spoil that, but I will say just watch for something slightly different pretty much at the very beginning of the haunt. Now, it still has its familiar chills and screams along the way, but at least it's still one of the higher production value haunts. The everything's just so well designed inside there that I still marvel at how it looks like. Now the next one, Zombieland Lockdown, is the one that really got the extreme makeover. From the very beginning of this haunt, from the outside of it, it's completely changed. And then when you get inside, well, the basic premise is the same, where it's kind of like you're going through the street, going from one building to the next building. The layout is slightly different. Some of the rooms are the same, but they made changes along the way. One of the most notable changes was there's no more clowns. And this is the one thing that, if you've seen my other videos for the 13th floor, I just hate the clown room. It makes absolutely no sense. And in that, it breaks up the entire mood of what is going on. I mean, heck, there's not even a circus in town, and then there's this clowns, there's neon paint on the walls, and it just doesn't fit well. I will say what they've added in its place is really, really nice. It's a very decent sized room, and it fits. The only thing I have to say about the new room is it's missing something. It's kind of bland. There is an actor inside there. There's a nice theme to the room, but it's missing a few things, especially on the walls. I think they can add something, and even just in general along the basic path or along the basic pathway inside the room. They need something because it's not really scary. The actor in there fits really well in terms of the theme, but it almost needs, like I said, it just needs something to distract, because it's that you see him and that's it. And you got the scare of the room. Now, that being said, overall, I'm still impressed with the production and how well the 13th floor looks. It's still one of the best haunted houses in Arizona. I think, even though I don't really get scared with haunted houses in this area, I will say that it's still going to provide screams and chills along the way, and the bulk of that is because of the actors that are inside. They do a phenomenal job every year that I've gone. They just never disappoint. Even when we went to the Valentine's Day blackout, they still gave 110%. And for that, I always applaud the actors for the 13th floor. And even the girl who was taking our ticket at the very beginning, she's got red and blonde hair, I think. She was super excited, lots of enthusiasm, and that's what you really want, when you go into the haunted house. It's yeah, I can appreciate the guy who's the no nonsense. Here's the rules, don't do this, that. I get that part, and that has its place, but there's something that to be said about when you have somebody who's just happy to be there, happy you're there, and gets you all excited when they lead you up into that very first room. And that's what I'm saying is overall, from the beginning to the end, I'm always happy with the production of the 13th floor. Then now they also added some new things outside. There's like a food concession area, and they also have another spot for like t-shirts and stuff. Overall, I still think the 13th floor, at least in the Arizona one, is still worth the price. Take a look at their calendar, because they parts of the month they have different prices, so you might want to take a look at that before you go. And overall, like I said, I still give this high marks. This is one haunted house I look forward to going to every time. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share. We'll be going to some more haunted houses the rest of this month, so watch for that. We do have a new haunted house in Arizona, so we'll probably be going to that soon. And until next time.